I am standing inside a incompleted house that is the project of Andrew and Rebecca Byers. They're going to be talking to me about why they've decided to build this house. So let's go ahead and start. What's going on? What prompted you to buy or to build this particular house?
Everyone we know needs a place to live.
Sure seems like it.
So
So the idea that we're building a smaller house for ourselves as a retirement house.
Yeah, in like 30
and then
years.
we could rent out the family house on the property.
There's not a lot of neighbors on this road. There's only 2 or 3 properties, and we'd love to have a neighbor, especially maybe a family or a nice group of people would be nice. So kind of like being able to pick a neighbor is neat, and there are a lot of really awesome people around here. Yeah.
I think there's some aspect too that we have more space and access on this 5-acre lot than so many folks, and it feels like it is a neat spot of access to the community, not far from a lot of things. We thought we might be able to utilize this space in a way that would bring something viable to the housing marketplace.
Yep.
There are so many different communities here that are just trying to springboard people into our community fabric, like the School of Wood and Boat Building, or the Chimacum Corner Store, or at Finn River, or Spring Rain Farm, where you have seasonal workers coming through, but they can't find short-term housing, much less long-term housing. So there's definitely this idea of, I guess, like workforce housing that has been brought up, which is a pretty broad definition when it comes down to it. But we know that there is reasonable turnover and the ability to do 6 months, a year, 2 years for folks who are moving through here, either gaining an education or contributing in other ways to this community. And that a community stagnates when there's not available housing for cool new energy to show up and feel the place out. We feel slightly offended by the current market prices of rental units.
Seriously.
So
Lion is a group of community members that kind of represents slow money in Jefferson County, as far as I know. And I've read their website once or twice, but the idea is you have folks who will loan money for certain business projects at a reasonable interest rate without the bank. So promissory notes between 2 community members. And so the Lion Group, to my understanding, has a number of folks that are willing to invest and are looking to find solutions for the lack of housing in Jefferson County. And it was through a group of these folks that I know through other community engagements that the idea of financing the building of an ADU, a 1-bedroom house is also what this could be called, that came up. And so we were looking for a way to finance it, and it was members of the Lion Group that have come together to loan us that money to make this house possible. So the Housing Solutions Network is focused on removing barriers to capital for homeowners that could be renters or landlords, would be the notion.
Right.
And so as far as I know, we are their pilot project, where they're kind of working out the kinks of how they present these propositions and what hurdles or speed bumps that people in our position might come across. So they're working with our builder to kind of standardize plans and maybe make a couple of available plans to iron out and smooth out the process, so a willing homeowner who has the space and some support to get it done can say, well, I would sign up for that, but I'm not a general contractor, or I would sign up for that, but I know nothing about building a house. How do we get it done? And so I think that's where the Housing Solutions Network is trying to put together a team of available resources in terms of crafters that bring buildings and homes to life.